You sit on the board of Telstra, Australia's largest telecommunications company. The topic for discussion is whether to purchase 51% of Key Corp Limited, and a decision is made to go ahead with this. When a large purchase like this happens, it usually leads to a significant share price rise for the company being purchased. What's your next step after signing a resolution to approve the acquisition? If you thought that you should quickly buy shares in Key Corp Limited before Telstra makes the acquisition so that you could reap a handsome profit, then you can consider yourself to be in the same category as Steve Vizard. That's right, the board member of Telstra took advantage of this information and organised for the purchase of $250,000 worth of shares in Key Corp the following day. A week later, Telstra announced the deal and the share price of Key Corp rocketed up from $12.80 to $15.79. So was this action ethical or legal? Obviously not. Directors are agents, and according to agency theory, they are self-interested. Therefore, we have ethical guidelines and legal rules in place to ensure that this type of negative, selfish behaviour is prevented. Directors' duties exist that prohibit this type of activity. These duties include a duty to act with care and diligence, the duty to act in the best interests of the corporation, rather than in your own best interests, and the duty to not improperly use your position or information. In Australia, these duties are captured in sections 180, 181, 182 and 183 of the Corporations Act. These are civil obligations, and in addition to this, section 184 deals with the breaches of directors' duties that are reckless or dishonest, and these are treated as criminal offences. The duty to act with care and diligence is based on what a reasonable person would do in the same circumstances. This doesn't mean you can't make mistakes or take risks, but it does mean you can't act flippantly and have no regard for the outcome. The Centro case provides a clear example of directors not taking enough care and being found guilty as a result. Here, the directors signed off on financial reports that it incorrectly classified approximately $2 billion worth of short-term liabilities as non-current, making the liquidity position look much stronger than it really was. And they also failed to disclose nearly $2 billion worth of guarantees in an associated company. When the judge found these directors were in breach of the duty, he explained that there was no suggestion that each director had acted dishonestly, but they failed to take all reasonable steps required of them, and they did not exercise the degree of care and diligence the law requires of them. Therefore, they breached Section 180 of the Corporations Act. The duty to act in the best interests of the corporation and to act for a proper purpose are focused on ensuring directors do not place their own self-interest ahead of the company. Sections 182 and 183 focus on the misuse of your position or of information gained as a result of your position to either gain an advantage or to cause harm to the organisation. From the Vizard case, we can clearly see that sitting on the board of Telstra provided the relevant information relating to the planned share purchases. To organise the purchase of shares to take advantage of this is clearly an example of attempting to gain advantage. Further proof of this occurred when Vizard organised for some of the shares he purchased in mid-July to be sold 2 weeks later, making a profit of over $38,000. Other examples of this type of share trading were also discovered and highlighted that this insider trading behaviour was not just a one-off event. The judge imposed pecuniary penalties totalling $390,000 and a 10-year banning order. As a final twist, due to the share market crash that occurred in the same year, Vizard actually ended up losing money on his attempts to profit from inside information. Despite this, the breaches of law occurred because they focus on attempting to gain a benefit rather than on demonstrating that a benefit itself was actually achieved. To recap, directors are agents of organisations, and because agents are self-interested and have significant power and control over valuable resources, we need rules and laws in place to protect the principals or owners from any negative behaviours. Directors' duties are laws that require the agents to act in the best interests of the company, avoid misusing information or their position for their own gain, and to act with an appropriate level of skill, care and diligence.